Welcome to the first vidcast, video podcast, I suppose, that I've tried. It's the third blog actually for August 2010, and basically what I'm trying to do is to provide another option for people to actually see what I've been talking about. My blog basically talked about last night where with the Merseyside and West Lancs mammal group we went out on a walk in Wiston, and it was basically to help get some data for the mammal atlas that we're attempting to actually produce. There's a link in the actual blog, which is at aclJohns.posterous.com. The link www.mammalgroup.org.uk will take you to our website where you can find out more about us and what we do, and if you want to become involved, please feel free to join us. There is also a magazine that I produce for the mammal group. It's embedded and it's interactive, and if we click on it, it will come up to full page. But basically you can skim through by clicking on the various pages. If you see something that you're interested in, there's the mole, just click on the page and move the mouse about the page and you can actually read the article. Clicking on the page again will zoom back out, and the escape key will actually take you back to wherever you started from. Okay, enough about the mammal group. First find today is Sculptress. It's in alpha, so a lot of you may not actually want to try it out because it's in alpha. But basically it's an artistic modelling application for 3D. I've had a play with it, it is excellent. I can't afford to spend any more time on it, I don't think, but basically if you go on to the website, which is www.sculptress.com/index.html, there is information about Sculptress. There is a gallery of some of the images that have been produced by people. There is a download page. There is a forum that people can ask questions and communicate with each other, and there are links to other resources as well. The second find in the third blog for August is Science of Cycling. It's part of Exploratorium's sports science site. The sports science site, as you'll see here, has got lots of videos on various things related to sports, human power. It's an American site, so as you'd expect there's bits on baseball and other American sports as well, but the one that I suppose is of most interest to us is the one that I flagged up, the Science of Cycling. It answers questions like, what is the science of cycling? Why do road bikes have thin tyres while mountain bikes have wide tyres? What's a gear ratio, and other similar things. I think it'll be useful for many people who are engaged in sports and leisure. Zoom It next. Yes, I know many of you have heard me banging on about Zoom It and the fact that you can write on pages and zoom in on them when you're doing presentations. This isn't that Zoom It. This is actually Zoom.it from Live Labs. It's a way of you sharing high resolution images. All you have to do is to have the image online somewhere in Flickr or something similar, and then to put the address into the Zoom It page. I mean, say my first efforts is this. It's an image that I took when I went to the Eden project. You can basically, once it's embedded, and there is a code down the bottom here that shows you how to embed it into your blog, your wiki, your VLE, etc. And there's a short link to it if you want learners to link to it. But basically you can zoom in on the image, you can click and just drag and move around the image. Okay, let's zoom in. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, which is what I'm doing at the moment. and of course you can click on home and it will take you back to where you started from. I think it's quite innovative. You can go on to their website, which is just www.zoom.it, and this is where you actually would paste in the URL of the image that you want to include. It's as easy as that. Okay, next, Twisty Noodle, something for those of you who are working in family learning may find useful. It basically is a whole load of pages that you can use for colouring, but you can change the style, the font and the text in the colouring page itself and print them out. So it would replace expensive colouring books where a lot of the images you'll never ever use because they're not appropriate. And obviously you just print out the ones that you want here. It's much greener and it's an affordable approach. The address, no www, it's just twistynoodle.com, and if we go into the website you'll see that there are school colouring pages, number colouring pages with worksheets, the latest handwriting worksheets. There are featured artists who are actually producing the resources. There's American football colouring pages which may not be of interest. There's shape worksheets, flower colouring pages and much more. If you click on one of those pages it will take you, I chose the 3 shells in the numbering part. You've got 2 templates. The first template is just basically 3 shells with the text at the top. You can alter that text so that there is some guidelines for learners to actually join, almost dot to dot. There's the slightly italic one and of course the cursive if they're starting to learn to do joined up writing. On the other template, and I'll just click on that so you can see how it works, on the other template there is the sort of dot to dot text at the bottom there and obviously the lines for people to do it without the dot to dot. And you can change the text. You know, I could change that to aclJohns shells. Okay, and click submit, and of course we've then got the text across the bottom, which again I can change into cursive if necessary. It'll change in a sec hopefully. Here we go, and there you go. There's the dot to dot for the learner to actually practice writing. I think it's got a lot of potential, especially for family learning or for those of you who work in junior schools or infant schools, etc. Next, a YouTube channel. It's from Bob Baker of Prima Community College. According to the virtual training suite, and there is a link on the blog to actually take you to the virtual learning suite and their article that I picked it up from. Basically it is top-notch content according to them, delivered in a traditional manner, but they are video clips, if I just go to them here, where there are 12 in total. This will just give you an example. Just wait for it to start. As you can see, it's information tutorial literacy.
When writing a paper, how do you determine what you have to acknowledge from other sources, and how do you do it?
Okay, I'm going to stop it there, but there are 12 videos which are very similar, which I'm sure you will actually find of use. Images next. Slideshow is a collection of 24 slideshow templates. You can basically put 40 images into a folder, and without much effort, even those who are not literate in HTML or JavaScript will be able to publish photo galleries on the web. It's fairly straightforward. The page to visit is www.slideshowbox.com, and when you're on the site there are some examples that we'll click past here of the different types of slideshows that can be seen. Okay. The free version is the one that most of you will probably opt for. I've had a play with that, it's quite impressive. But you can purchase one which you can use commercially if necessary. There's no coding needed as such. The free version I've already mentioned, and it's a standard XML file source feed. It's well worth having a good look at, especially for administrators or for web authors, or for presentations of portfolios of work. Okay. The next part of the blog is actually an answer to a question, and it's basically trying to hide yourself when you're on Facebook and there are people that you don't want to know that you're there. That sounds a little bit sneaky, but basically when you're at work you want to talk to people who are related to you in work and not family, and when you're at home you want to talk to family and friends and not to people in work. I suppose the worst scenario is when you fall out with somebody or the chat's being used inappropriately for bullying and sexting and other such things, in which case you will probably want to hide yourself so you don't get that sort of harassment from those people. Basically it's fairly straightforward to do. To do that you just click on Friends on the left hand menu, and then on the top of the page you will actually find that there is a button which says create a list. When the dialog box appears you just enter a name. I put hide from when I created mine because that's what I want to do. I want to hide from various people. The friends will also be there, so once you've added the name you just click on all of the people that you want to hide from. I selected 9 obviously, and then you click create a list, and that's created a group of people that you can choose to hide from or to be seen by. Okay, you then open up the chat, and next to the hide from list there will be a little green toggle switch, which when you click you'll notice there's a tooltip that says go offline. When you click on it, you basically are hidden. It appears as though you're not actually online at all. Now you could have a whole list of groups, and obviously if you remember to turn them all off when you're in Facebook and then turn on the one you want, and before you log out turn off all again before you log out, you should be able to actually only control those who you want to see you at a specific time. Okay. Right, last but not least, I just ought to mention that the blog, as well as this vidcast, which I may continue with, I don't know yet, see what sort of feedback I get, but it is also available on your mobile phone. If you go into aclJohn.wirenode.mobi, then you will actually be able to access it on your phone. If you've got a QR code reader, then just take a picture of that image there and you'll be able to access it through your mobile phone. Don't forget to actually go through to the live broadcast on Monday the 13th of September. You can access that through live stream, www.livestream.com/locus, and that's all that I'm going to cover for today. I hope that's been useful.